I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narnarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Śrīla Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad-Bhagvatam, and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, the last chapter of this canto, which is entitled Instructions to Civilized Human Beings. And we read till text number 13 last time. And we were discussing about the 5 types of adharma or irreligion. So we discussed about vidharma, the dharma which is contradictory or obstructs the religious principles. We discussed about paradharma, introduced by someone else, a charlatan or a cheater. Upadharma, created by a person who opposes Vedic scriptures and to propagate his own ideas. Then chaladharma, misinterpreting. So now this verse talks about the question which Kashish Mataji asked, what is abhasa dharma? So let's study text 14. Yasta vichhaya krita pumbhir abhaso hya asmarat prathak swabhava vihito dharma shkasya nishtha prashantaye. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Isi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. A pretentious religious system manufactured by one who willfully neglects the prescribed duties of his order of life is called abhasa, a dim reflection or false similarity. But if one performs the prescribed duties for his particular ashrama or varna, why are they not sufficient to mitigate all material distresses? Purport: it is indicated here that everyone should strictly follow the principles of varna and ashrama as given in the Shastra. In the Vishnu Purana 389, it is said, Varnashrama acharavata Purushena para puman Vishnu raradyate pantha nanyat tatosha karanam. One should focus upon the destination for progress, which is to become Krishna conscious. This is the aim and end of all varnas and ashramas. However, if Vishnu is not worshipped, the followers of the varnashrama institution manufacture some concocted god. Thus, it has now become fashionable for any rascal or fool to be elected god. And there are many missionaries who have concocted their own gods, giving up their relationship with the real God. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said that one who worships the demigods has lost his intelligence. Nonetheless, we find that even an illiterate person who has lost all intelligence is elected God. And although he has a temple, it has meat eating sannyasis, and many polluted activities to go on there. This type of religious system, which misguides its poor followers, is strictly forbidden. Such pretentious religions should be stopped altogether. The original system is that a Brahmana should actually become a Brahmana. He should not only take birth in the Brahmana family, but must also be qualified. Also, even if one is not born in Brahmana family but has Brahmanical qualifications, he must be considered a Brahmana. By strictly following this system, one can happy one can be happy without extra endeavor. Swabha, Swabhava vihito dharma kasya nishtha prashantaye. The real aim of life is to mitigate distress, and one can do this very easily by following the principles of Shastra. So, amongst the 5 different types of cheating religion or adharma, this verse talks about uh, abhasa dharma or pretentious. Abhas means it semblance. It's basically that's a word, or similar. So it's not the real things. It is not true dharma, but it reflects. It's like a reflection or a pratibimb. So there is a difference between the real thing and the semblance, or what seems like the real thing. So the main idea in these last few verses is that the real dharma is dharma sunishtita pumsa vishwaksena kathasuya नात्पाद्यद्यतिरतिम श्रमय वहि केवलम अतः पुंबिर्द्विजा श्रेष्ठ वर्णाश्रम विभाग सुनिश्चितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर हरितोषणम. The real dharma is haritoshanam, to please Krishna, to please Vishnu. Rest everything, if one is doing everything else, but the goal is not to please Krishna or not to please Vishnu, not to please devotees, then it is cheating religion. It is not true religion. It is concocted, or it is tinged with other selfish agendas. So one should forbid those namesake religion. Or Prabhupada is giving examples, sannyasis eating meat, or demigods, or offering meat to demigods or to other living entities. This is all concoction. One does not become a Brahmana by birth. One becomes Vaishnava or Brahmana by qualities. Prabhupada is emphasizing that again here. So the idea is to please Krishna, to please Vishnu. All the rituals, all the rules, Satatam Smartavya Vishnu. Always remember Krishna. Vismartavyam na jatuchit. Never forget Krishna. Sarve vidhi nishedasyor etayor eva kinkara. All the rules and regulations are kinkar. Kinkar means subservient to what? To those two things. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So that's real dharma. Any other comments or questions anyone has in this few texts? Okay, so it's a fresh start of a fresh week. So we will see who would like to read. Yes, Vamsi Vilas Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Dandat Pranam, everyone. Text 15. Dharmartamapine hetel yatrartam vadanodanam ani hamma nasya mahaher eva vrittida. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Even if a man is poor, he should not endeavor to improve his economic condition just to maintain his body and soul together or to become a famous religionist. Just as a great python although lying in one place, not endeavoring for his livelihood, gets the food it needs to maintain body and soul. One who is desireless also obtains his livelihood without endeavor. Purport. Human life is simply meant for developing Krishna consciousness. One need not even try to earn a livelihood to maintain body and soul together. This is illustrated here by the example of the great python, which lies in one place, never goes here and there to earn a livelihood to maintain itself, and yet is maintained by the grace of the Lord. As advised by Narada Muni, Bhagavatam 1.5.18, Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovida. One should simply endeavor to increase his Krishna consciousness. One should not desire to do anything else, even to earn his livelihood. There are many, many examples of this attitude. Madhavendra Puri, for instance, would never go to anyone to ask for food. Sukadev Goswami has also said, Kasmad bhajanti kavayo dana durma na dandan. Why should one approach a person who is blind with wealth? Rather, one should depend on Krishna, and he will give everything. All the members of our Krishna consciousness movement, whether they be grihastas or sannyasis, should try to spread the Krishna consciousness movement with the determination and Krishna will supply all necessities. The process of ajagara vritti, the means of livelihood of a python, is very much appreciated in this regard. Even though one may be very poor, he should simply try to advance in Krishna consciousness and not endeavor to earn his livelihood. So from this verse, I understand that we should focus on Krishna consciousness, keep Krishna in the center, and not do any material activities for our own self. But if we do it for devotional service, even grahastas can be fully attached to Krishna and always thinking of Krishna. So in this purport, Prabhupada says that grahastas and sannyasis can also follow ajigara vritti that we read a little earlier about the python man, how he was just laying in one place but being highly elevated and always thinking about the Lord. So whatever he is offered, he'll eat. So similarly, even grahastas, if they have Krishna at the center, does everything for Krishna consciousness, like earn a living to raise Krishna conscious children, or to take care of the deities at home, can also be just like the python man, who is single focus is Krishna. And anybody who does anything for material sense enjoyment is not that's not the right religious activity to do, is what I can understand from this verse. Please, Prabhuji, please, if you can correct.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, Python man, interesting. It just shows how much surrender and to Krishna is, that whatever food comes, he takes it. So, artificially giving up one's material state and say, okay, I'm going to forest, may not work, but that should be the eventual goal, to be completely dependent on Krishna. But one should not prematurely jump into that, and then as Prabhupada said, you can go to forest and leave one wife, but you're going with 6 wives: lust, anger, greed, envy, pride, delusion. So the idea is that, okay, even one may be in family life, Understanding, okay, I'm not that surrendered at this point. I'm attached to my wife, husband, kids, brother, sister, etc. But I must gradually work on increasing my attachment to Krishna. And that's what the Grihastha and the Vanaprastha transition is. So when my Vanaprastha stage comes, it's not that I'm still, preparing for 5 more generations, because there is no end to desires. There is no end to desires. If one has done one's dutiful work, many people. Recently, there was a seminar about financial planning, and the idea was pretty simple: to have a very simple life, focus on the needs, not on the wants. That's the main idea. Focus on the needs, not on the wants, because there is no end to wants. But if you focus on the what is really required, uh, is like, for example, he gave the example. Okay, we need car to drive, but we need a brand new BMW car to drive? That becomes a want. We need some phone to use, but do we need the brand new iPhone 12 or 13? I don't know what one is going on. So, so the idea is simple, that one must gradually try to improve one's attachment to Krishna. And even in the family life, one should not at least over endeavor. That Srila Rupa Goswami say, Atyahara prayasascha. Over endeavoring, at least we can reject that. We cannot completely give up the work. One may not be at that level, and neither it is recommended to do so prematurely. But at least one should not over endeavor so that one has no time for one's sadhana, for one's seva. Prabhupada is clearly saying here, I'm repeating from the purport, all the members, that includes both Grihasthas and the sannyasis, etc., should try to spread Krishna consciousness. So it is not that only sannyasis have to preach. Yes, sannyasis have to preach in their own way. Brahmacharis are preaching in their own way. They are absorbed like pretty much whole day in preaching Krishna consciousness. But Grihasthas also, pretty much most of us here, should also try their best to share Krishna consciousness with their friends, neighbors, relatives, colleagues, etc., through prasadam, through books, through inviting them at home and sharing Krishna conscious gifts, etc. We have discussed that topic multiple times. So it is a responsibility for grihasthas also in their own way. Like, we may not be like Prabhupada, make the whole world, but in our own way, even if we are little squirrel in Lord Ram's mission, we cannot lift mountains like Hanuman, but we should try to lift some particles of sand. So we are showing the Prabhupada, we are showing the Lord that yes, I am also trying my best. Whatever um, blessings you have given me, whether it is wealth, whether it is some abilities to cook or to speak or to dance or to what, I am using that for your service. So at the end, we can say, Krishna, I did my best. Any other comments anyone has on this verse? Okay, let's read the next verse. Yes, Nandini Mataji, you want to read this one?
Okay, Prabhupada Pranam. And just I wanted to add the comment. Prabhupada uses such beautiful words in previous 2 verses. He says, so no one concocted God, and thus it has now become fashionable for any rascal or fool to be elected God. It's such a beautiful sentence. And here also, just to maintain his body and soul together. So, a person should endeavor that much, not to become a famous religionist. It is such it's really, really, I need to imbibe it. Okay, Dandot Pranam devotees, text 16. Santushtasya nirihasya swatma ramasya yat sukham kutastata kamalobhena dhavatorthera yaha dishaha. Translation. One who is content and satisfied, who links his activities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, residing in everyone's heart, enjoys transcendental happiness without endeavoring for his livelihood. Where is such happiness for a materialistic man who is impelled by lust and greed, and who therefore wanders in all directions with a desire to accumulate wealth? Haribol Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So such a small and but still powerful purport translation here. So this meaningless wandering in life to search for happiness, it's like that mirage. We talk about this often, that a person who is impelled by lust and greed will keep on going in all directions looking for water in the desert. Everywhere he will go find for a happiness, like a mad person. He will run here and there, but there is no water. There is no, it's just, and then the person will just foam at the mouth. But one who is content and satisfied, and knows that there's Krishna in everyone's heart, he will find happiness without endeavoring. So such a simple and straightforward thing. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Dandavats.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The example of deer we have discussed, so it's Mrigatrishna, and that's what exactly mentioned. Dhavato artha heya dishaha. He is wandering in different directions. Oh, the deer is, the intoxicating or like very, very effulgent smell is coming. And the deer is trying to search. He goes north, he goes south, he goes west, east. Where is that smell coming? Where is that smell coming? That smell is representing happiness, trying to search for happiness. That's one of the fundamental topics discussed in our discussion, search for happiness, because that's the fundamental nature, anandamayo bhyasar. We are pleasure-seeking beings. Everyone wants happiness in life. There is no one, you ask anyone, whether any religion, any color, any sex, rich or poor, male or female, everyone will say, I want happiness. So it's an unequivocal, universal statement that everyone will say, I want happiness. Everyone is searching for that and running in different directions. Impelled by what? Kama lobhena. We're running in different directions. So what happened? The deer ultimately is exhausted. Hunter comes and the end is killed. And he takes the mrig, the kasturi, inside the deer, and he takes it out and sells it out for a huge profit. So similarly, that kasturi, which is the fragrance, the happiness is within, but the conditioned soul out of lobhe, out of lust, anger, greed, is running in different directions. Oh, I'll go to America. Oh, American people are very happy. When it comes here, he realizes, no, this is also Dukhalyam, Vashashvatam. Oh, I'll go to Switzerland. I heard there is very good weather. Because there also no happiness. Oh, I'll go to some Himalayas. I'll climb the peak of the mountains. I'll be happy there. Oh, no happiness. Oh, right now I'm earning X dollars. If I earn 100X, I'll be very happy. Oh, even if, as if all the people who are earning 100X dollars are very happy. Oh, right now I'm not very educated. If I do a PhD degree, I'll be very happy. Oh, right now I don't have very good beauty. Let me get some beauty creams or skin surgery or whatever. Or let me get a good body. Or let me get a good wife or a husband. Or let me get children. Or let me get this. Let me get that. Running in different directions, forgetting the real happiness, the real journey is journey within. So great souls explore the journey within. Outside people explore the journey outside and forget the treasure which is right there in the core, in their own backyard. The treasure is there and we are running out. So isn't that Maya's wonderful trap? I'm just speaking for myself, that how I am trapped. But by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, at least we are trying to explore that journey. At least we are trying to explore the journey within. That the real happiness is the connection of Atma with the Paramatma, because he is the source of all happiness. His name is Rama, the source of all happiness. His name is Kṛṣṇa, the all attractive. We are searching for the external attractiveness, the external happiness, they don't give those real momentarily pleasure. Afterwards, sukham anityam lokam, back to grind. So intelligent people are happy, they're content. Otherwise, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, we continue to move. So we must try to, the lesson is we must try to explore that journey within. Be introspective. Are those people who are, let's say, who are millionaires, are they very happy? Who are PhDs or lawyers or big push, are they very happy? Or those who have good beauty, are they very happy? You know the famous example which I've quoted many times, the recent suicide cases, a life coach committing suicide, millionaires committing suicide, Bollywood actors and actresses committing suicide. That's what people aspire for: wealth, beauty, knowledge. These are the coveted things in this day and age. But the happiness is inside, in connection, in satisfaction, in bhakti. As Kashish Mataji was sharing with me the other day, that how is she feeling so happy. You want to share, please? I was really so inspired. You want to share your happiness with others so we can feel inspired?
Hey Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. That day, Prabhuji, when I heard the lectures of Sukta Mataji and Ananta Mataji, I was feeling so blissful. And you won't believe, Prabhuji, on every Ekadashi, I used to feel that it's incomplete without the Harinam Sankirtan. And when that day they started with the Sankirtan, I was feeling so joyful. I was feeling so happy. And I felt that you we were saying no, that Krishna reciprocates, he really do it. And he did it. I felt it. uh, and so wonderful. And I always used to feel that, shall I request you that can we do a small Sankirtan sometime? And it happened. Hey Krishna.
It's wonderful. For those who don't know, I mean, she's joining all the way from Philippines. And the other day we had a lecture at 6 p.m. and it's been just few months since she, has taken, but the connection, who knows, you know, how much bhakti one may have done. One may, could have started late in one's life, but one could be very, very advanced. I always take inspiration from her on the joy what the soul is experiencing in connecting with the super soul, and connecting with Harinam, and connecting with Bhagvatam every day in just a couple of months, sincerely chanting 16 rounds in Brahma Muhurta. Not an easy thing for many people take, 16 years to chant even 1 or 2 rounds, and what to speak of in Brahma Muhurta. So I'm really inspired. Thank you so much. Any other comments, questions before we move on? Okay. Yes. Bilkul Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Text 17. Sada Santusto Manasha Sarva Shivamaya Disho Sarkara Kanto Kadi Vyo Yoto Panat Pado Shivam. Translation by His Divine Grace S. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. For a person who has suitable shoes on his feet, there is no danger even when he walks on pebbles and thorns. For him, everything is auspicious. Similarly, for one who is always self-satisfied, there is no distress. Indeed, he feels happiness everywhere. So actually, happiness comes within, not from material attachment or accumulation. And within means when the individual soul connects within the super soul. Just Mataji said. So that is the way to be happiness in this miserable, painful material world. So that is, I understand, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. There is no bigger wealth than the wealth of satisfaction. That's compared to the wearing good shoes. No matter whatever journey, pebbles, thorns will not prick. So what are those pebbles and thorns? Allurements, distractions. Oh, that person bought a new Mercedes. If someone is satisfied with it, okay, be happy. Whatever Krishna arranges for him, okay, be happy and others happy. But if someone is not wearing, it will prick. Oh, how come he get a Mercedes and I am in this poor 20-year-old car? So the real wealth is the wealth of satisfaction. I was teaching or sharing some Bhagavad Gita class with students 10 years. We were talking about 2.44 Bhagavad Gita that says Bhogashvarya prasakta nam taya aprihata chetasam vyavasatmika buddhi samadho na vidhiyati. Those whose mind is bewildered by too much desires, attachments, they cannot be in samadhi. Their mind cannot be fixed or resolute in purpose because they have too much desires. Their mind is too carried away in things. In short, they are not satisfied. So this verse pretty much links with that. And I was so amazed to learn from the children. I asked, well, do you have any allurements? Do you get agitated, or when you see some of your friend having a better shirt or a better stationery box or a better bag, do you feel that I should also have it? And one gentle devotee, son devotee, said no. I said, do you get, when you see something nice to eat, do you get attracted to it? He said no. I said, do you get attracted to anything? He said no. I was like, wow, these kids are teaching so much. You get, no. They're satisfied. So satisfied. I was like, wow, this is what this Bhagavad Gita is teaching. I mean, I was learning. I was like I was like sitting on the speaker asana technically, but I learned so much that this person is such a nice devotee. He has such great quality of satisfaction. So the idea is that satisfaction, when we're satisfied, we'll always be happy, because lust does not bother one. He is non-envious because he's satisfied. If we see someone wealthy, okay, Krishna has arranged that for him. If we see someone more beautiful, okay, Krishna has arranged that for him or her. If we see someone more academically qualified, okay, Krishna has arranged that for him. He sees the hand of the Lord in everything. He sees opulence is because of Krishna's mercy. So why should I be agitated? Easier said than done, but satisfaction is the real jewel which will take us long, which will keep us happy. And because greed, there is no end. There is no end to it. So to be self-satisfied, they are the happy people. They are the most happy people. Any other comments or questions?
Prabhuji, what is exactly means self-satisfied? I'm not talking about the material ground. Yes, I may compromise on Camry instead of BMW, but that does not mean that I'm satisfied there. On the material level is a different ball game. And when it comes to the spirituality, trying to understand the self-satisfied in the spirituality, materially we can understand.
Basically, they are so attached in Krishna consciousness. They're so absorbed in the serving the internal energy of the Lord that there is no time for external energy. because they are too busy in serving Krishna. And that's their real cause for happiness. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha madchita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti tushya santushta. That same word is coming, santosh, last two verses. What is their cause of satisfaction? Krishna consciousness. So from a spiritual perspective, they are happy in discussing name form qualities of the Lord. They are experiencing Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvas Namanam. This is Chintamani. What could be better wealth? We know the story of Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. They had this special jewel which could turn an ordinary stone or even like iron to gold, paras pathar. And they someone got to know, well, there they have this paras pathar and like stone which can turn iron to gold. So this person goes there, hey Goswami, I heard you have this. Can you give it to me? You are anyways a mendicant, just give it to me. He said, oh, you want that? Okay, it's near the trash bin. Please collect it from there. So generally, people don't keep important stuff. Like, will you keep your mobile phone near your trash bin? Certainly not. We will keep it at a safe place, or your wallet, or your credit card. You'll not throw in the trash bin. So then he took the thing, the Parasvatar, but later he came, well, this person gave me such a precious thing without any question, without any, much reasoning. That means he must be having something much, much more precious than this. And then this person surrendered, and then the great Goswami replied that the real wealth is the wealth of bhakti, the Nama Chintamani Krishna. They are experiencing the topmost wealth of Krishna Prema. So one who's experiencing that, what can the wealth of this world bother one? Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he was extraordinarily rich, like this day is trillionaire, zillionaire. What could the wealth of this world bind someone like him? He gave up everything. All the Goswamis were extraordinarily millionaires. They gave up everything. So that's real treasure in the heart they are experiencing of Krishna Prema. Does that answer, Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhu. So basically 24/7 serving the Krishna and always doing the kind of a kama karma. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yes, Nandini Mataji wanted to speak something. Oh, you're on mute, Mataji. Can you please unmute?
Sorry. So Prabhupada gave a very nice answer. One time he was in the Rolls Royce, and somebody asked him, why, Swami, if you're announced, why are you traveling in Rolls Royce? And he said, because why I'm accepting on behalf of Krishna. So even Rolls Royce is not good enough. So if I may answer your question you are already self-realized, but just for somebody theoretically asking that question, is that if you are taking BMW, but you are giving ride to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra deities to the Rath Yatra, then it's really good. If you are putting each and every mile to serve Krishna, then that's really good. So ultimately, it's about serving Krishna. The status it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that much. And here also it says that everything is auspicious when you're self-satisfied, or when you're serving Krishna, then you can be self-satisfied. And another example that came to me is Radhanath Swami talks about a very nice example. Usually parents tend to spend a lot on children's toys, and that becomes an attachment for children too, which is not very good. And he was saying about a girl child who only had an avocado seed to play with, and she was completely happy. So just like that Bhagavad Gita example, she was completely happy. And another example he gives is another child, it's the same child, I believe. So her dad used to come pick her up, throw up in the air and catch her. And she was always giggling because she knows that my dad is going to catch me. So same thing, if we have that complete faith in Krishna, that Krishna is always there for us, then everything becomes very auspicious and easy. We don't feel danger. But no, then there is no padam padam yadve padam. And we can be always satisfied with such a simple things. These were two sports she used to play. She was not attached to any other toys. Back to you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Yes, Kashish Mataji, you were speaking something?
Ji Prabhuji, when we say spiritual satisfaction, what I feel is that when we chant Mahamantra, we have that feeling that Krishna is connecting with us. He's purifying us, and he's definitely listening to our chants. He is definitely there, and he's encouraging us. The recent example, Prabhuji, I never knew anything before, but you remember you told once the story of Cape Town of Narasimha Dev, that little girl, how Narasimha Dev came to protect her. It is something that makes your belief so strong that he's there for you. If you call him loud, he will definitely listen, and he will show you the light that what you have to do. You will really feel deeply inside that yes, he's there, he's listening to your calls, he's listening to your chanting, and he's definitely listening to that, I feel.
Thank you so much. Very nice. Okay. Yes, Poonam Mataji, please.
Prabhuji, from this text 17, my understanding, for a person who has suitable shoes on his feet, it's like you have the consciousness. Consciousness is already, it's like a shoes, suitable shoes. And there is no danger, is like consciousness is acting as a shield. And he walks on a pebble and thrones. This is giving me a kind of sense about the duality. So when you have a consciousness sealed, of Krishna consciousness sealed against the duality, you will not fear about anything, and everything is auspicious. Like everything, if you do think, whatever you do, you think about Krishna, then everything you'll just find happiness. There is no distress in your life.
Thank you. That's a wonderful reflection. That's what Krishna consciousness is. We have a shield which protects us from Maya. Very nicely you put it together. Any other comments or questions? Okay, so let's meditate upon this self-satisfaction. And we'll continue tomorrow with the next verse. So we will pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. Grantraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktarvrinda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.